He was $1,400 in debt and behind on rent. No job offer coming. He had one thing left, a 10-gallon fish tank in his living room. 3 months later, that tank was making him $4,000 a month. Not from fish, not from a YouTube channel about fish, from a plant. A plant that grows underwater, costs almost nothing to produce, and right now sells for $20 to $45 per golf ball-sized portion. Here's the part that should stop you cold. 1 portion becomes 2 portions in 3 weeks. 2 become 4, 4 becomes 8. In 60 days, a single $15 starter clump turns into 30 sellable portions. That's $600 to $900 worth of product. From one purchase, sitting in a tank on your kitchen counter. The aquarium plant market hit $1.37 billion in 2025. Rare moss is the most undersupplied segment in the entire hobby. Local fish stores run out every single week. Online buyers sit on wait lists for days. The demand is massive, the supply gap is real, and it costs under $200 to walk straight through that gap. I'm going to walk you through exactly what he did, step by step, and by the end of this, you'll understand why month 3 changed everything for him. But first, let me show you why this works when everything else doesn't.
Most side hustles fail for one reason nobody talks about. They make you pay in time, in money, in stress before you see a single dollar back. Think about it. Dropshipping, you're running ads on day 1. You're spending $300, $500, sometimes more testing products, testing audiences, waiting while your account drains. Freelancing, you spend weeks building a portfolio no one asked for, sending cold emails into silence, wondering if anyone will ever hire you. Reselling, you're buying inventory you haven't sold yet, hoping the margin works out and that nothing breaks in shipping. Every single one of those models asks you to bleed first. Rare aquarium moss flips that model completely. Here's what makes it different from anything else in this space. Your product multiplies on its own. You don't manufacture it, you don't source it every week. You buy it once, and it doubles itself every 3 weeks. The tank does the work while you sleep. Your customer isn't a stranger on the internet you have to convince. It's the local fish store 2 miles from your house, a business that already has customers walking in every day, already asking for this exact product and already running out of it before the week is over. You're not creating demand from scratch. The demand exists. The shelf is empty. You're just the one who fills it. And the startup cost is under $200, often under $100. No LLC, no warehouse, no inventory software. A tank, a light, and a starter clump of moss. That's the entire business on day 1. Drop a fish emoji in the comments if you've ever walked into a fish store and seen empty tanks. That's the gap you're about to fill.
Here's the setup, and I want to be honest with you. The first time I explain this, people think I'm leaving something out. I'm not. You need 4 things. A used glass tank. 10 gallons is plenty to start. Check Facebook Marketplace. People give these away for $10, sometimes free. An LED clip light. Moss doesn't need strong light at all. A basic $15 aquarium LED from Amazon is more than enough. Liquid fertilizer. A small bottle of aquarium plant nutrients runs $8 to $12. 1 bottle will last you months. And your starter moss. Buy 1 portion each of 4 varieties: Christmas moss, flame moss, weeping moss, and Taiwan moss. Together from an online seller, $30 to $50 total. That's your entire startup under $100. Now here's the setup, and this is the part where most people expect a complicated process. It isn't one. Take each portion, tie it loosely to a small piece of driftwood with fishing line, drop it in the tank, turn on the light, and add a few drops of fertilizer once a week. That's it. You're done with setup. No CO2 system, no heater, no obsessing over water chemistry. Week 3, each portion has doubled. Week 6, you have 16 portions across 4 rare varieties. Week 10, that $50 in starter moss has become $400 to $700 in sellable product, still growing, still multiplying without you touching it. Now, here's where most people make their first mistake. They think the first sale has to come from Etsy. It doesn't. Your first money is much closer than that. Your first sale doesn't need Etsy. It doesn't need a website. It doesn't even need a polished pitch. It needs one thing: a sample bag and a local fish store. Here's how the conversation actually goes. You walk in, you put a small bag of fresh, clean moss on the counter. You say, "I grow rare aquarium moss locally. No shipping damage, no melt, always in stock. Would you be open to a weekly supply arrangement?" Now, will every store say yes on the first visit? No. Some will say they already have a supplier. Some will ask you to come back in a few weeks. That's normal. That's business. But here's what you say when they hesitate. "No commitment needed. Let me leave this sample with you for free. See how fast it sells. If it moves, call me." That's it. Free sample, zero pressure. In almost every case, that moss sells within 48 hours because it looks completely different from what they currently stock. Brighter, denser, no melt damage from 3 days in a shipping box. The store owner notices the moment they hold it. Then your phone rings. Local stores pay $5 to $10 per portion wholesale. 20 portions per week equals $100 to $200 cash from one store, one relationship, zero shipping cost. Lock in one standing weekly order, then approach 2 more stores. Same sample, same conversation. 3 stores, $300 to $450 per week, recurring. No listings, no customer service. Bag, deliver, collect. And here's the channel most sellers in this niche never even discover, the one that produces 3 times the margin of everything else. Local stores give you cash flow. This next channel gives you something better: real margin. Have you ever searched aquascape on YouTube or Instagram? It's the art of designing underwater landscapes. Moss draped over driftwood, rocks arranged like mountain ranges, living, breathing scenes built inside a glass tank. It exploded in popularity between 2023 and 2026. Over 13 million active aquarium hobbyists in the US are currently building these tanks. And what do all of them need most? Rare moss, pre-attached to driftwood, ready to drop straight in. This is your premium product. Source driftwood from a craft store or Amazon, $2 to $5 per piece. Attach moss using fishing line or aquarium-safe glue. Let it establish for 2 weeks. Flame moss on driftwood. Sell price, $35 to $80 per piece. Cost to produce, $4 to $7. Profit margin, 85% to 91%. That margin is not a typo. List these on Etsy. One title formula: rare flame moss on driftwood, ready to plant, ships live. Aquascapers search for ready-to-plant products every single day. They don't want to do the attachment work themselves. You do it once, they pay a premium every time. And here's the move that takes this even further. Facebook aquascaping groups have 50,000 to 300,000 members each. Post one clean photo of your driftwood piece in 3 groups. Price, photo, DM to order. That's your caption. Messages start arriving within hours, not days. If you've ever ordered aquarium plants online and they arrived half dead, comment below. That's the exact problem you're about to solve for someone else. Let me show you what this actually looks like month by month. Not a fantasy number, a real progression. Month 1, you're still growing. Your moss is multiplying. You have one local store relationship, maybe 10 to 15 portions to sell, a few driftwood pieces listed on Etsy. Realistic income, $200 to $400. That's not life-changing, but it's real money from a $100 investment. And more importantly, your inventory is still doubling. Month 2, the second store is locked in. Your Etsy listing has its first reviews. Your driftwood pieces are getting DMs in Facebook groups. Realistic income, $800 to $1,500. Month 3, every channel is running. Here's what the numbers look like when everything is producing. 3 local fish store accounts bringing in $1,800. Etsy is selling 60 raw portions for $1,200. 30 driftwood pieces make $1,500. And variety packs plus starter kits bringing in $700. That is a total of $5,200 a month from a 10-gallon tank, the one that costs $20 on Facebook Marketplace. Once you're at month 3, the business has its own momentum. Now you make 2 moves. The first is simple. Add tanks. Each additional tank costs $30 to $50 to set up. Each new tank doubles your monthly output. 2 tanks, 3 tanks. You're not working more, you're just giving the moss more room to grow. The second move is what changes the income ceiling entirely. Post in your local Facebook community. Packaging help needed for aquarium plant business. $13 to $15 per hour, 5 hours a week, work from home. Responses arrive within 24 hours. Cost, $65 to $75 per week. What you get back, 10 free hours and 0 bottleneck. Take those hours and make one phone call. There's a segment of buyers that most moss sellers never think about. Interior designers who specialize in office aquariums, lobbies, restaurants, medical waiting rooms. These designers source plants on every single project. One designer client orders 15 to 20 driftwood moss pieces per project. Average order value, $600 to $1,200. They run multiple projects at once. One relationship like that adds $1,500 to $2,500 per month without any additional production from you. That's when $10,000 a month stops being a goal and starts just being what the math produces. Remember the guy from the beginning of this video? $1,400 in debt, behind on rent, 1 fish tank. He didn't have a business background. He didn't have startup money. He had a $50 moss order, a used tank, and 3 weeks of patience. That patience, the willingness to wait for week 3, is the only thing standing between where he was and where he ended up. Right now, a fish store near you just sold its last bag of moss. Right now, an aquascaper just searched Etsy for flame moss on driftwood and found 3 listings all marked sold out. The gap between what buyers need and what sellers supply is enormous. It costs $200 to enter it. It takes 3 weeks to produce your first sellable inventory, and it runs itself once the first 2 channels are locked in. 1 tank, 1 fish store visit, 1 Etsy listing. The only thing the guy from the beginning had that you might not have yet is that he already started. If this idea sparked something for you, share this video with someone who might actually start it.